turn to politics now, and the finish line almost in sight. Both presidential candidates were out west Saturday to try to sway battleground voters, but in these final days, some signs of tension have surfaced among members of Team McCain. ABC's David Wright is covering that campaign and has the latest from Washington this morning. David.
Good morning, Bill. 9 days to go and a mountain to climb, so not surprising the strains are beginning to show. In this case, campaign aides pointing fingers at each other anonymously in published reports. Nothing new in campaigns, and in some way it's human nature when the stakes are this high. As the Republican vice presidential nominee headed to Iowa Saturday, behind the scenes all was not well. One of Sarah Palin's top spokespeople felt compelled to respond to published reports that a McCain aide had called her a diva who had lost the confidence of campaign staff. Unnamed sources with their own agenda will say what they want, said spokeswoman Tracy Schmidt. But from Governor Palin on down, we have one agenda, and that's to win on Election Day.
The Palin people loyal to her, are concerned that people loyal to McCain are going to blame Palin for the loss, and they're kind of trying to get out in front of that and say no. McCain's aides really ruined Palin's chances to be a great candidate. At issue, Palin's refusal to be muzzled and kept from speaking her mind. For instance, she recently called the McCain campaign's automated phone calls to voters irritating at an impromptu press conference.
If I called all the shots and if I could wave a magic wand, I would be sitting at a kitchen table with more and more Americans, talking to them about our plan to get the economy back on track.
Dissension in the ranks is nothing new in a high-profile campaign, according to a former aide to Vice President Dan Quayle.
And I think she probably at some point said to the folks on the campaign, look, I've got to be myself.
It's nice and crisp, getting off the airplane and coming into it reminded me a lot of Alaska, so I put my...
Palin herself does seem to strike a chord.
It's about getting this country back in line and making it good for my little girl when she grows up, because I got college ahead of me for her, and it's going to be expensive.
And you feel like Sarah Palin's a good example?
Yes, I think she's a good example.
Is.
The question is, how effectively can the campaign energize those voters and get them to the polls? Early voting has already started in some states.